Leith, this review is late. Haha, I said it before you. Alright, let's get on to the review now. Well, it's finally here. The most anticipated film of 2015. Star Wars The Force Awakens. As a huge fan of Star Wars, I was definitely anticipating this film greatly. If you go back and watch my trailer review, you'll hear some of my concerns and predictions. So let's cut the crap and get straight to the point. I'm not going to explain the plot, because frankly, well, I can't be bothered. How was this film? It was great. It exceeded my expectations in so many ways. To be honest, the fanboy in me wants to gush all over this film and give it a 5 out of 5 stars, but the armchair critic prevents me from doing so. Thanks, armchair critic. My biggest fears for this film were 1. It relies too much on nostalgia. Number 2. If you go back and watch my trailer review for the film, I talk about how I believe that it might be a typical modern franchise film, in which it feels like a giant episode of a TV show. It sets up a bunch of storylines and a bunch of crap, and doesn't resolve any of them, and then we're going to wait 2 more years for another crappy movie to answer all our questions that we really don't care about. So in other words, it just won't stand on its own as its own film, is what I'm saying. And 3. It will be overstuffed. So as for my number 1 concern, it had all the winks and nods, and reunited us with a bunch of characters we all know and love, but it was used in moderation, and it spent more time focusing on new characters and new storylines. Yay, so we can put that concern to rest. Number 2. Yes, the film introduces us a lot of new characters and storylines and ideas, but only some of them are left open or unresolved, and the movie overall stands well on its own. Number 3. There is a lot going on, but it never feels distracting or unfocused. It's well paced and it's perfect length, so we can put those concerns to rest. The only flaws I can really nitpick at is that certain story elements felt underwhelming, considering how big they really were, and also some of the logic didn't make a lot of sense in the movie, especially the ones involving the Jedi, Force and Sith and so forth. If you've seen the movie, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. The film has been criticised for having an all too familiar plot as the original, but the film was so character driven, and because the characters and their storylines were so well handled, it didn't bother me. I assure you, this is a great fun film that captures the magic and fun of the originals. The only reason why I sound so unenthusiastic is because I haven't had coffee today, and I have a severe caffeine addiction, in which if I don't have caffeine, I get a headache. So therefore, I have a headache and I'm drowsy. I'm gonna go and drink some coffee now. Oh, you probably want a rating, right? 4 stars.